Commander Zexthal examined the human weapons display with barely concealed amusement. The Galactic Defense Summit had brought together representatives from 200 species to evaluate new military technologies, and Earth's contribution was quaint. "These are your primary combat systems?" he asked the human delegation leader, Admiral Rebecca Stone, gesturing at the crude metal objects arrayed before them. "That's right," Stone replied calmly. "Standard infantry loadout." Zexthal picked up what the humans called an assault rifle. Compared to his people's plasma projectors, it looked like a relic from some primitive age. Simple mechanical components, chemical propellant, metal projectiles, technology his species had abandoned millennia ago. "Fascinating," he mused. "And this fires solid matter?" "Bullets, yes. About 800 meters per second." The assembled alien representatives chittered with polite laughter. The Vorthan delegates' energy weapons fired coherent light at 300 million meters per second. The Kree theory used gravitational accelerators that bent space-time itself. The mighty Drakvor wielded molecular disruptors that could unmake matter at the quantum level. And humans threw small pieces of metal. "How charmingly retro," commented Ambassador Volnira of the Crystal Collective. "Do you also fight with pointed sticks and stone knives?" Admiral Stone's expression didn't change. "We've found those effective too, under the right circumstances." More laughter rippled through the assembly. Earth had only joined the Galactic Alliance 6 months ago, and already they were providing entertainment. "Perhaps," suggested Zexthal graciously, "we could arrange a demonstration. My personal guard uses the latest hegemony battle armor. Surely it could withstand your projectiles without harm." "If you insist," Stone replied. "But I should warn you." "No need for warnings," Zexthal interrupted. "Your primitive weapons pose no threat to modern defensive systems." "Your weapons are certainly more advanced," Stone continued, "but they're also more complex. More components to fail, more energy requirements, more sophisticated countermeasures your enemies can develop." She held up a simple cartridge. "This is gunpowder, a metal shell, and a lead bullet. No energy signature to detect, no exotic materials to trace, no complex systems to jam. Just chemistry and physics." By now, the demonstration had attracted a crowd. Word was spreading through the station that the humans' primitive weapons were systematically defeating every type of personal armor in the galaxy. "But surely," protested the Vorthan delegate, "your projectile weapons have limitations? Range, accuracy, stopping power." Stone smiled and gestured to her aide, who wheeled in a much larger weapon. "This is what we call a .50 caliber anti-material rifle," she announced. "Effective range, 2 kilometers. It can penetrate 6 inches of hardened steel or disable a light vehicle with a single shot." The demonstration target, a decommissioned hegemony combat drone, disintegrated when the massive bullet struck it. "Of course," Stone added casually, "this is just our infantry weapons. Would you like to see what our artillery can do? We have something called a railgun that might interest you." The summit's final report was brief, but comprehensive. Human kinetic weapons represent a significant tactical advantage against current galactic defensive systems. Recommend immediate review of all armor specifications. Also recommend avoiding armed conflict with Earth until suitable countermeasures can be developed. 3 months later, every major military contractor in the galaxy was reverse engineering human firearms. The joke about primitive weapons wasn't funny anymore. As Admiral Stone later told her staff, sometimes the old ways are the best ways. And sometimes the most advanced technology in the galaxy can't stop a well-placed chunk of metal moving really, really fast. 20 minutes later, they stood in the station's combat testing facility. Zexthal's guard captain, Vornax, stood confidently in the center of the room, his powered armor gleaming. The suit was a masterpiece of alien engineering. Energy shields, reactive plating, environmental systems that could survive planetary bombardment. Admiral Stone hefted the human rifle, checked something called a scope, and took aim. "This seems rather unfair," commented the Altarian observer. "That armor can deflect plasma cannons." Stone pulled the trigger. The sound was disappointing. a sharp crack instead of the satisfying hum of energy weapons. But what happened next made every alien in the observation deck fall silent. The bullet struck Vornak's center mass and went completely through his armor. Clean entry, clean exit, the powered suit's shields offering no more resistance than tissue paper. The guard captain stood stunned for a moment, looking down at the hole in his chest plate, then collapsed. "Impossible," breathed Zexthal. "Our shields are rated for directed energy weapons, plasma bolts, particle beams, stone finished. Your armor is designed to disperse or deflect energy. But kinetic force? Simple momentum transfer? That's a different physics problem entirely." She demonstrated with a second volunteer, this time using what humans called a sniper rifle. The bullet punched through the alien's supposedly impenetrable helmet from 800 meters away. "You see," Stone explained to the increasingly quiet audience, "energy weapons are sophisticated, but they're predictable. Shields can be calibrated to deflect them. But a chunk of metal moving at supersonic speed? That's just physics. Mass times velocity equals momentum, and momentum doesn't care about your fancy energy fields." The third demonstration used something called a shotgun. The wide spread of metal pellets overwhelmed a squad of armored Kree-Theri warriors, their individual shields useless against multiple simultaneous